simply because you can see here how fast we are going now. Is it on autopilot?
No.
No, you are controlling everything, yeah.
Okay.
Really calm sea today on our trip, on most of our trips, so no issues at all, no need for the doggy bags. Hi everyone, today we are in Dubrovnik, and in today's video we are going to show you how you can travel from Dubrovnik to Korčula town on island Korčula. So we're going to take the catamaran or the fast ferry over there, which basically sails directly to Korčula town. It's a 2-hour ferry drive. So let's go down and see if we can find the right ferry, or actually we can easily find the right ferry because I know which one it is. Yeah. So follow me. So we bought our tickets online. I'm going to explain a little bit about that later when we are sailing. Otherwise, you can see here, we are sailing with TP Line. They have their small booth here where you can buy the ticket on the port. The other ferry companies who sail here from Dubrovnik is Jadrolinija and Krilu. They also have their sales point in the vicinity, but I mean, with websites today and how good the system works, you might as well just get it online. So now we are here with the ferry. As you can see on the ferry, it actually says where it's sailing, Dubrovnik, Korčula, and then it continues to Lastovo. So what we are sailing is a state, what do you call a state line or a subsidized line. I'll also explain that while we are sailing, what that actually means. Anyway, we have tickets ready, so I'm just gonna grab my phone, and then the nice gentleman up here can probably scan them and we can get on board. Dobar dan. Ima dvije karte?
Ne.
Treba. Druga.
Tri.
Sve u redu?
Yes.
Hvala.
Tu, kuferi.
Yeah, okay, hvala. You see here we have luggage storage, so basically all the ferries or fast ferries have one area specific for the luggage. This one is quite good because everything is not stacked on top of the other, so you shouldn't worry with items which can get damaged. So now the question is, where should we sit? So it's 1 o'clock. It seems like we are leaving punctual. We are actually leaving. The boat is, leaving the pier now. So we are on the way. So we have a cruise ship here, Star Legend. I actually saw it this morning when I was in Dubrovnik that it came sailing out and was heading towards Dubrovnik. So I think literally year round you have cruise ships arriving in Dubrovnik. So this must be the boat which goes to Koločep. This is the one they call Brodska linija. The one who goes to Koločep, Lopud and Šipan. That must be that ferry we have over here. But there's a lot of hotels on this part of Dubrovnik, and this area is called Babin Kuk. When he goes to top speed, I think these kind of fast ferry go up to 30 knots, so which is around 50 kilometers an hour, so pretty fast on the sea. Which is also why you basically have a limited, some of them have a little bit outside seating, but simply due to the speed, it's not legally allowed that you can be outside on most of the departures. And a quite neat service offered by TP Line. I bought the tickets, as I said, online on their website basically half an hour before we departed, and they sent me a mail. Basically, in the mail there's a link, and you click on this one, and basically you can track exactly where the ferry port. So I checked it before we were sailing. It was exactly spot on. That was also where I said in the intro, I know exactly which ferry we're going to take because I opened the tracking mail. I could see the exact location of the ferry. So even though there was two TP Line ferries on the port, I knew which one was ours, because the tracking is just working. Probably the boat is sending the signal to the system, so you always know, and you can follow now on a trip. We can see exactly where we are between Koločep Lopud, so really neat service if you buy it directly from them. There's even a lighthouse out here. So while we are sailing here, I'm just going to explain you a little bit about the ticket system when you need the tickets to go with some of the fast ferries. The one we took today is what you call a state line or a subsidized line. So we paid around 10 euro for the ticket from Korčula to Dubrovnik, which is, I think, really a fair price. So this is one of the ferries we are on. In the winter season, you basically only have these state lines operating, but as soon as you get from April on, you start having more and more regular lines, which basically run on regular commercial terms. There's no, they are not subsidized by anyone, so it's purely mathematics if they operate or not. And those lines are a bit more, quite more expensive. So they cost for the same trip here from Dubrovnik to Korčula 25 euro in the main season. So it pays out to check, you know, all the departures. And in the main season, there's up to 7 daily departures from 3 different companies. So check out all the websites. I'm gonna link in the description a link to my website where I have a full description on where to find the ferry tickets. Also look up all the timetables. So just follow the link and then basically you can see all the information and also the different prices of the tickets. So the island we are almost past now is Koločep, as I said, you know, connected to Dubrovnik with passenger ship and also a car ferry. So you basically have daily departures to this one, and the next one we are coming up to now is Lopud. So now we are sailing in between 2 islands, in between 2 of the Elefadi Islands. The one we have, you see on the footage now, is island Skipan. And on the right side, we don't see the, you know, on the right side now we have Lopud. So we are going between the islands and we are coming out in the free area in the Adriatic, and basically then we're gonna sail, I think, north to go up between island Millet and Pelješac. Before we can hit Korčula. So I just wanted to show you a few of the things you can find on board the fast ferry, so that you kind of know. Down at the end, down here we have toilets. I think there's also toilets in the other side. So basically, you don't need to consider about that when you're boarding. Even though the trip is 2 hours, only 2 hours, you still have toilets you can use on the way. Then there's something with a coffee bar. I'm not sure exactly how that works. It doesn't seem to be operational. Maybe that's the case when we get to the high season. As you saw when we entered the boat, there's the luggage storage out here. So basically I think that when you're sailing, you cannot access the luggage. These ones are locked. So you need to be aware of that. They're actually outside. So if you have something you need during the crossing with the boat, make sure to bring it in with you. And not leave it out here, because then it's going to be a problem to get a hold of it later. So let's go up here. You have a Wi-Fi password, so you can actually access the network of the ferry, and which might be a good idea, because I'm not sure how the cell service is all the way around when you're sailing out here. And I tested it till now. It works absolutely fantastic. So I think they really have a good setup with these things. So then there's other interesting thing. I haven't seen that on any of the other fast ferries. They actually have free drinking water. I don't know if that only applies to this particular ferry they operate, but neat gesture. And then you have something up here, yeah. You might think it's doggy bags, but we're not at a restaurant, so these are actually bags. If you have a little bit issues with the waves, then you can take one of these bags and it could basically help you in that case. I'm not sure if they have a specific name, but it looks like the one you have when you're flying. They have similar bags, and I think the purpose of them is similar one. And the last thing I wanted to show you, for some reason there seems to be a charging port at each row of seats, but they are all taped over, so I don't know why they're not working. So they made charging stations several places around the boat, so just look for them so you can actually get phone or whatever charged when you're sailing. So I think this was more or less the main things which you can find on the boat, and of course you can stand up here and enjoy the view while sailing. Actually this catamaran has 2 levels, so don't worry. So there's seating up here and there's actually seating outside. I think simply because you can see here how fast we are going now. In the summer when there's much more passengers, all the top part and what about the outside?
Outside is closed.
It's closed always because it's sailing too fast. It's sailing too fast.
Because we are too fast and it's prohibited. But
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. Perfect. But really nice boat. How many passengers does this one take?
About 280.
280. Yeah. Okay.
With outside is about 50.
50 people more, so 335 or something like that. No. So 280 goes on this one without any problem. So, pretty nice boat. Or ferry. And we have a special arrangement for us today. We're actually gonna allow to go to the bridge. Borg. Double arm Borg. Wow. Is it on autopilot?
No.
No, you are controlling everything, yeah. Wow. Amazing. And how much are we sailing now? Is that 30 knots? 25, yeah. Yeah, I see, yeah. Wow. But actually it feels much smoother up here than when you're downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when it's a little bit rough, you see them now. It's
Yeah.
growing here also.
Yeah. Wow.
Much more than on other vessels.
Yeah.
Last year. We met, I think, on Arta 2 summers ago.
Yes, we were sailing to Var at that time. Yeah, exactly. I remember now, yeah. Wow. And it is Korčula, we can see in front of us out there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that one, okay, yeah. Nice. Good, super. Thank you very much for having a look.
Thank you.
So we are sailing now along the Millet Island on the left side, and the right side we have Pelješac Peninsula. But I just wanted to say maybe on regarding Millet. So actually Millet is a very long island. It's actually a very long and very thin island. It's actually 37 kilometers long. And it's of course mainly known due to the national park, and that's also the main reason why a lot of people go there. But what most people, what you maybe not know, is that it's only the western peak of the island which is actually the national park. That's also, if you go with the fast ferry, for instance, from Dubrovnik, they would take you to the area of the national park, so you don't need to worry about that part. Really calm sea today on most of our trips, so no issues at all, no need for the doggy bags. Now I'm just gonna go up front in the ship just to see if we now can see Korčula. Seems that we have a football team going home to Korčula, young players. We're getting there, but we're still have a good half an hour sailing before we arrive there. The crew is getting ready to for the arrival, so it can't be that many minutes. Two, 3 minutes ahead of schedule, we're gonna be moored and ready to get off the ferry. We're now in Korčula, moored at the pier, so it's time to leave, grab our luggage and get off the ferry. Thank you very much for the trip. Bye bye. Bye. Adios. So that's it. We arrived in town Korčula. You can see the old town here behind us, so exactly where we wanted to end up. So thank you very much to the team from TB Line for taking us on this trip. And from my side, I basically hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like, maybe subscribe to our channel. Remember, we have new videos out every week about traveling around in Croatia. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned till the next one. Thank you.